The words you speak, the words you write, the words you think, the thoughts you have all have power. And so ask yourself, are you using your power to your fullest capabilities right now? We all can think and dream for free. You know what I mean? That's why you hear the expression, the dream is free. The hustle is sold separately. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Diamond Life Mentor Podcast with your host, Balazs W Kardos. And in this episode, I want to talk to you about something really interesting that I have been thinking about in the last little while that I thought would be super valuable for you to wrap your mind around it. And the topic is around speaking your dreams into existence. And for myself, one of the reasons why I feel this is so crucial in actually building the life that you're looking to create, stepping into your version of your diamond life in the future, is that there's a level of conviction and belief and certainty that is required for us to basically forecast where your life is headed and where you're going and what you're going to create. And I'm sure at this point you probably have had some experience using Facebook and getting some of those reminders of memories that you've posted on there over the last, decade or longer. Most people have had Facebook since roughly 2007, 2008, 2009, whatever. So there's a good amount of time that has passed since we've been using this social media app as such a big part of our lives. And at the time when you post something on a place like Facebook, often people are not thinking like, how is this going to age, right? You've heard that expression before as like, well, this didn't age well, or it did age well, right? And it's an example of like what we share online on social media, something like Facebook or Instagram, where you can look back on those memories, those pictures, those videos, those captions, those thoughts, and see where that ended up leading you to or taking you to. And some people journal, which is a really powerful habit to create as well. But some people just don't necessarily resonate with traditional journaling in a notebook. Sometimes people take notes on their phone or on their laptop, or there's many different ways of doing this. Some people video, vlog, or journal on video, and that's their way of creating those moments in time that captures where you are in your life, what's going on with you, what's on your mind, what are some challenges that you're experiencing, what are your dreams and aspirations for the future. And I think it's a really powerful tool for us to leverage, especially when we can understand the power of this in advance. And if you are a fan of magic, right? We all get fascinated by magic shows. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that in magic, there's this expression called abracadabra. And they have the magic wand and they say abracadabra, right? And we've associated that phrase to magic. But that actually means I create as I speak. I will create it as my command. These are different expressions from, it originally comes from Hebrew. What you command, I will create, right? So it's like what I speak, I will speak into existence. My words have power. I can dictate what I will create by the way that I say it, the emotion behind it, and how much I believe it to be possible. So back to business, back to, leadership, back to forecasting a vision so grand, so inspiring for other people that they actually want to be a part of what you're creating, where you're going, how many lives you're going to impact, and so on. And so recently, I've celebrated, as you know, my 10-year anniversary in my business. And so a lot of these reminders and memories coming up on my Facebook are from 10 years ago. And I used to be so much more expressive on social media with just intense emotion, like this relentless, obsessed energy of like, I know for a fact I will create my dreams. I know for a fact that I will become a successful individual. I know for a fact that I'm going to change people's lives. I know for a fact that I'm going all the way to the top. I just had this fire that I still have today, but I had a bit of a different chip on my shoulder where I felt the need to really speak it publicly, right? Like have accountability of like, this is what I say I'm going to do. Watch me do it. I don't care if you believe in me. I don't care if you support me. I don't care if you choose to come with me or, go against me or what you choose to do. But I'm going to have it on record publicly. Here's where I'm going. Here's what I'm going to do. And watch me build. Watch me create. I'm going to run into tons of challenges, inevitably. Lots of problems, lots of obstacles, and so forth. But that's not the point. The point is that I see the path. And I don't know all the details, just like you listening right now. You don't know all the details. You don't know exactly how it's going to unfold and what will fall into place and what will fall out of place. And, that's part of the beauty of the journey itself, is that if we had all the answers, if we had all the details, if we had exactly what was going to happen play by play in advance for our entire lives, wouldn't that take the fun out of it? Wouldn't that be boring? Wouldn't that be like, oh, well, I know that this is what's coming up next, and like I know what's coming next month, and I know what's coming next year, and it leaves the suspense and the spontaneity of the life journey completely out of the mix. And I feel like we need that, as human beings. We need to have this uncertainty and this excitement towards what's possible with a bit of mystery, right, weaved into that. But at the same time, my spiritual beliefs are that we are co-creators with God, right? We are co-creators with whatever you choose to believe, the universe, God, etc. We are co-creators. I don't subscribe to the path of like all glory to God or all glory to the universe, because my actions are directly influencing my life as well. At the same time, I also don't subscribe to there is no higher power, there is no synchronicity and beauty in the way that things happen to come together in this really beautiful way where I have to be humble. I choose to be humble in like, there's no possible way that I did this, as a human being. Like, there's no way that I did this. So my personal beliefs are that it's a combination. Excuse me. Oh, man. It's a combination of us co-creating. So if you believe this as well, or maybe you might try it out and see if it works for you. But ever since I've adopted this belief, it's very empowering for me, because I let God or the universe play its role, play its part, which is this divine timing and perfect synchronicity and putting the people, places, situations, environments in my path for me to recognize that those opportunities are there for me. And what I choose to do with them is now in my power, in my control. So it's not this helpless, hopeless feeling of just praying and wishing and hoping for the best. It's a level of like, let's work as a team. Let me do my part. Let me show up. Let me be disciplined. Let me be committed. Let me follow through on my word. But also at the same time, let me speak it into existence. Let me share my vision. Let me share my dreams in a way that other people can support it. Other people can contribute to it because they actually know what it is I'm trying to create. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of people that are in business, but no one knows they're in business because they never talk about their business. There's a lot of people that want to make a difference in the world and make an impact and give back and so on, but they don't ever tell anybody. So like, how is someone supposed to know how to support you? You know, there are people that are in marriages and relationships where they don't communicate their needs to each other. How is the other person supposed to know? By speaking it into existence, by actually calling it forward and saying, this is who I am, this is what I want to become or who I want to become, this is what I'm looking to create, this is what I'm looking to experience in my lifetime, this is the people that I'm here to serve, this is the people that I want to help, this is the way I want to give back. And the more clarity that you can share with the world, especially with the power of social media, your energy, your frequency gets intensified by other people's energy, looking at it, contributing with it, engaging with it, cheering you on, supporting you, or in some cases, they might even hate on it and talk shit about it and talk shit behind your back about it. But here's the magic, though, that a lot of people are missing, the abracadabra magic element that people are missing, is that if people are talking about you and people are, even if they're saying it in a malicious way or a negative way or they're hating on you or something like that, they're still giving their energy to your vision. They're still actually helping it become a reality, even though they may not actually believe in you. They may not even believe that you're going to create what you say you will, but they're still talking about you, and that still borrows their energy into your intentions. Very, very powerful stuff. And so where I got the inspiration for this particular podcast episode is I had this memory pop up on my Facebook from 10 years ago, and I wanted to share it with you, and I'm going to share it on my Instagram stories as well. And many of you will have seen my Instagram story post prior to the podcast episode coming out, so you will have the context. But June 26th, 2013, I posted this on my personal Facebook page, and I said, my mind is expanding with new perspectives on life, and I'm changing my limiting beliefs that are so deeply rooted that it feels like I was born with them. Here's an example of one of my limiting beliefs about traveling and flying across the world. When I was growing up, I always thought of traveling as a vacation, an extended period of recreation, especially one spent away from home or in traveling, as something that doesn't happen very often, maybe a couple times per year and not longer than for a week most of the time. It meant that you could escape from school or work to relax and enjoy the finer things in life, like a hot, sunny weather, beautiful, warm, clear blue water, white, sandy beaches with your family and friends, and really live your life and enjoy it. Wow. How limiting is that? So you're telling me that 1 to 2 weeks of the year, you get to actually do what you want, wherever you want, with whomever you want? What about the rest of the time? Who says it has to be this way? In 2009, so that's 4 years earlier than this post, right? In 2009, I started saying, the world is my playground. At first, I only liked the concept, and it was more like a dream that very few people in the world actually get to live. I didn't think it was possible for me. However, I kept saying it to myself all of the time anyways. Abracadabra. I create as I speak. I speak into existence. Does this making sense for you? However, I kept saying it to myself all of the time anyways. I needed to see the world and play wherever I wanted. Slowly, it started to become more and more real and clear in my mind of what that would really look like. I started to figure out all of the excuses people make for why they aren't able to do that. You see, the more stuff you have, the more tied down you are to where you live. You aren't really free. Your perception is that you are, but really you can only go so far away before you have to return to your stuff. It's basically an invisible ankle bracelet like you are on house arrest. This will not be my reality. Now, what's interesting about this part of my post is that 10 years ago, I didn't have the awareness and the evolution inside of myself to actually realize that I could have both, which is part of the Diamond Life philosophy. If you've been listening to all the episodes of my podcast, I had an episode speaking specifically about it's not this or that, it's both. And what's funny about what I'm sharing in this Facebook post from 10 years ago is as I read it now, I'm like, oh, Balazs, man, you didn't even know how good it could be. You didn't even know how good it could get. You were still learning and evolving and breaking through some of these mindset blocks and limiting beliefs and so on. Because at the time when I wrote this, I thought it had to be one or the other. I thought if you have a home and cars and materialistic things, that it created this like weight and this baggage where you couldn't travel and do all this stuff. It had to be like the digital nomad living out of a suitcase and not having a home, not having like things in one particular part of the world. And now I know better that that's not true. However, back to this post, this will not be my reality. The world is too beautiful to not experience all Mother Nature has to offer. My dream, this is where we get into some of the language of me speaking it into existence. And mind you, I'm sharing this publicly and I don't care who sees it. That's a really important piece, is like, I wasn't doing it for engagement or validation or whatever. I was just doing it from a place of fire in my soul. Like, this is how I feel. This is what I want to share. This is my message. This is my vision. This is my dream. And here it is, right? And I have it documented now, 10 years ago, publicly, which is extra cool today because I actually can look back on the journey versus at this particular point, I didn't really know what was going to happen next. I just knew that I was going to make something epic happen. My dream is to travel the world like most people travel around the city they live in and get paid millions of dollars to do it. This is true in my life today. This has become my reality. This is a dream that has become true. I'm going to make friends and build a network of awesome people all around the planet and go wherever I want, when I want, with who I want, for as long as I want. Every corner of the planet will be open to me enjoying all it has to offer. I will see cities on TV and the internet and then jump on a plane the next day because I feel like going there to check it out in person. I will make a difference and help as many people as I can everywhere I go. Now, as you know, recently, just in 2023 so far, I've spent 2 weeks in Maui with my family. That's how long we wanted to go. I spent another week in Cancun with my wife for our anniversary. I just spent 2 weeks in Bali in New Zealand, speaking, impacting my team, my organization, which is now in over 100 countries. At the time of this post, none of that was my reality. I wasn't making millions. I wasn't traveling around the world in business class in this effortless way where I didn't even get jet lag on the way home because I have my things like all optimized and I know what to do and how to do it. I now have communities, friends, epic human beings in all parts of the world that I could technically go visit on a personal level, but also on a business level. I literally spoke it into existence. And it does say something here where it didn't happen. So I'm going to acknowledge that also. But it says, I will make a difference and help as many people as I can everywhere I go. I will learn many languages so communicating is easier and my time is more enjoyable. So I will admit that I have not prioritized learning other languages like I said in this post, but I have done pretty much the rest of it, and I've even evolved my mindset around Like, it doesn't have to be this or that. It could be both. I have this ability to, be like an alchemist. Like, I can shape my reality with my thoughts, with my words, speak it into existence, and magic, quite literally, it feels like magic happens. And what a lot of you listening right now need to check yourself and, look at what you share on social media. Look at what you write in your journal or in your notes on your phone, and ask yourself, how public have you made your declaration, your intention, your vision for your life, what you want to create, where you want to go, what type of lifestyle you want to have? Do you want to travel the world in this luxurious way? Do you want to have your own piece of land that you can live off of and be like off grid and not depend on anybody or anything or any systems, or like be completely outside of the system? Do you want to have multiple homes in different parts of the world? Do you want to have a charity or a retreat center or any other major vision and goal that has been downloaded into your heart, has been downloaded into your soul? You can see it vividly. You know it's rightfully yours to create, to make a difference, to make an impact, and you can feel it in your being. But how often are you sharing it? How often are you communicating it? How often are you putting it in your content, putting it in your posts, and declaring it as it's already done? You understand? Like, it's already done. This is happening. I'm not sure exactly when. I don't know if it's short term, if it's long term. I don't know all the moving parts. I don't know who's going to be, part of my team that helps me create this. I'm not sure on the details, but I'm speaking it into existence, abracadabra anyways. And when you actually look at most people's content out there, I am hypersensitive and aware of this because I've done it really, really well, really effectively, and manifested all of these major big visions and goals of mine. Even just the vision of global prosperity movement. The words that I selected for this global prosperity movement, they're not just some nice, catchy buzzwords, that are trendy. No, it was literally abracadabra, global prosperity movement, magic. Poof. And it's happened, and it's happening, and it continues to grow. And even just this podcast episode right now, as I'm speaking right now, I'm further creating more of what I'm speaking about right now, because I understand that my podcast is another form of speaking things into existence, of declaring where I'm going. I understand that whenever we have an opportunity to share our vision, to share our goals on a Zoom call, at a family dinner, talking with friends, or wherever you might be where there's other human beings who can listen, take the opportunity to speak confidently about what you're doing. Speak confidently about what you're creating. Don't worry if you don't have all the plans. Don't worry if you don't know how you're going to do it. Don't worry if you don't have the skills yet to create it. Don't worry about none of that stuff. All that matters initially is that you can see where you're going. You can see where you're headed. You can see the moving parts of why it's beautiful and why it's worth it and why you're never going to stop and why you're never going to give up. That's enough for you to start sharing it. That's enough for you to start speaking it into existence. And I remember, when we look at likes, comments, shares, engagement, praise, recognition, acknowledgement, all that stuff, right? Validation, affirmation, etc., etc. When I started speaking this way back when, I had almost no one engage with my stuff. This post that I just read to you, that I shared with you, had 9 likes and 5 comments, okay? And it's not about likes and comments, don't get me wrong. It's not that important, but people read it and dismissed it. Like, yeah, okay, buddy. You travel the world, make millions of dollars, make an impact, all this stuff? You? Sure, buddy. Good luck with that. This was what a lot of people thought in their minds. This is what a lot of people think about your vision for your life, for your family, for your lifestyle, for the way that you want to live, some of the stuff that you're talking about in your ads or your content right now. But you're most likely not communicating it in an empowering, effective way where your vision is rock solid, man. Like, even when I read this to myself the other day, I could tell the shift. I'm talking, and then all of a sudden in my post, I said, I am going to make friends and build a network. Just listen to the words. I am going to make friends. It wasn't, I hope to, I'm blah, 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 this wishy-washy bullshit. It was like, I am going to. Fact, certainty, power, conviction in my words. And because of that, it has the magic element to it of abracadabra, okay? The next part, I am going to. The next part, I will see. I will make a difference. You see the choice of words? It wasn't I hope to, I wish to, one day would be nice, this kind of bullshit, because that takes the magic out of it. That takes your power away. That makes other people go, I don't know, man, doesn't really seem like he's serious, doesn't really seem like he's going to do it, doesn't really seem like he's all in. He's probably not going to do it. But when you can kind of get under people's skins with that energy, that big energy of like, boom, I'm going to do it, then it also makes you accountable to your own goals and dreams and vision, because you're like, man, I said it. I better show up. I better put in the work on those days that I don't want to put in the work. You know what I mean? I better make those calls. I better create those ads. I better continue to learn and develop my mindset and my skill set to improve. I have to, man. I put that thing out on the internet. You know, everybody's seen it. My parents have seen it. My siblings have seen it. My girlfriend, my wife, my brother, my whoever, they've all seen it, man. And even though they may not fully engage or fully support it, they're sitting there going, damn, okay, you know, shit. That's the feeling we all get, right? And so now what's so beautiful in my case, and when I read these memories, which literally they pop up constantly. You know, there was another one actually that popped up today, this morning, and it literally said from 5 years ago, BWK Summer Freedom Tour 2018, Miami, Bahamas, Australia, Bali, Banff, BC, Canada, or Banff, Alberta, actually, sorry, Kelowna, Canada, Toronto, Canada, Paris, and Italy. And then I wrote, from beaches to stages in a city near you. Coming soon to my Instagram. Follow me on YouTube. Let me know your favorite spots below. And then the hashtag was dreams into memories. Guys, I'm telling you, this stuff is not by accident. I don't say these words for fun, you know what I mean, to be gimmicky or cliche or any of this stuff. The words you speak, the words you write, the words you think, the thoughts you have, all have power. And so ask yourself, are you using your power to your fullest capabilities right now? We all can think and dream for free. You know what I mean? That's why you hear the expression, the dream is free. The hustle is sold separately. We can all sit here and hope and wish and look off into the sunset and the stars and wow, you know, it'd be so amazing if I had this life and I could do this and I could have freedom and I could travel and whatever. We all have that ability to wishy-washy dream and hope and think. But most people are not using the faculties of their imagination, the faculties of their thoughts and their mind to something that possesses real, tangible, magical energy. Okay? They're just wasting it. And so I'm encouraging you right now to monitor your thoughts. See if you're, if you, I'll put it this way. If someone else was listening to your thoughts about your vision, your goals, where you want to go, what kind of life you want to create, if someone else was eavesdropping on your thoughts, would they be convinced that you were serious? Would they be convinced that there's no stopping you? You are unstoppable, you are relentless, you are obsessed, you will make it happen? Or would they listen in and go, I don't know, this person sounds like they're confused. It sounds like they don't know what they want. It sounds like they're kind of keep changing their mind, like maybe I want this, maybe I want that. I don't know, maybe this. Maybe next time. I'm not quite ready. Then this kind of bullshit. This is how most people think. And so if someone was listening to your thoughts, there would be no power, right? So when you do listen to your thoughts, when you do make a post, when you do write, start speaking it, man. Every opportunity. This is how many lives we're going to change. This is how many people we're going to set free. I am going to live this way with my family. You know what I mean? And it's not coming from a place of like, screw you, I'm better than you, and what your goals are shit, and mine's the best. That's not what it's about. If you notice in my post that I shared with you and read to you, there was no putting anyone else down. Had nothing to do with that. I was speaking simply about me. I was sharing what was coming up internally for me, and it had nothing to do with anybody else, right? Like, literally, I wrote, this will not be my reality. The world is too beautiful to not experience all Mother Nature has to offer. My dream is to travel the world like most people travel around the city they live in and get paid millions of dollars to do it. That's it. Yeah, you know what I mean? So what is your version of this? It doesn't have to be the same version as me. It could be completely different. But I'm assuming that there are some similarities. There are some similarities between certain things that you would prefer to have versus things you prefer not to have. And who has heard you share this stuff? For the average person, it's zero, nobody. In some cases, it might just be your spouse, one person. Maybe there's a small percentage of people who might share it with their mom and dad, but most likely not, because people are always concerned with the approval of their parents and them agreeing with your vision for your life and all this kind of shit. So at the most, the average person in the world, and the key word is average. And what does average really mean? Broke, stressed, struggling, unhappy, overweight, low energy, etc., 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 right? That's average. But there's a connection. They also are not speaking with power and intention and speaking things into existence because nobody knows. And if nobody knows, no one can support it. No one can help you make it happen. And there's no power and magic behind it. So what I did is I stopped trying to keep my dreams a secret. I stopped trying to, do it behind the scenes and like quietly do this kind of stuff. Instead, I got loud, man. I got loud and I said, this is it. This is what we're doing. This is where we're going. And because so few people do that, it automatically establishes me, and it can also establish you as an authority, as someone who's a leader, as someone who has a vision and a plan, right? And there's that expression, if you build it, they will come. But you know what comes before building it? Imagining it. And after you imagine it and you get clarity on it, you must share it. You must speak it, write it, put it in videos, put it in content. And if you do this consistently with conviction and you believe your own words and your own thoughts with 100% certainty, which literally just requires you to have the repetition of like, I know I can, I know I will, I know I'm going to. Yes, it is. It's already done. I'm going to figure it out. It doesn't matter what comes up. It doesn't matter the obstacles and challenges. I will just keep putting one foot in front of the other. I will just keep asking people for support and help. I will keep hiring mentors. I will keep attending events. I will keep reading the books. I'll keep listening to the podcast. I'll keep taking action in my business. I'll keep showing up day after day after day. And if that is what you do, and you also speak it into existence and have a clear vision for your future, it will happen. That's the beauty in this. Abracadabra. I create as I speak. So I hope you got a ton of value from this episode. I was so passionate and so excited to share it with you. I'm getting all these reminders in my Facebook every single day of the stuff that I used to say. And, most of them have come true. And I'm looking at it and I go, man, I remember exactly where I was in my life. I didn't have freedom. I didn't have, financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom. I didn't have a big global business. I didn't have, all of this beautiful things in my life on a personal level. I wasn't a dad yet. I wasn't married yet. I wasn't living in my dream home. I wasn't traveling the world. All of those things, at one point, I was speaking it into existence. I was claiming it, man. This is it. This is mine. It belongs to me. I am worthy of it. I will work hard for it. I will never give up. I will never quit. Watch me. You know what I'm saying? And it gave me this like drive and this hunger and this fire and this passion that now getting the reminders are the most beautiful, precious little memories. I'm looking at it going, damn, man, I'm proud of you, bro. Like, I'm proud of you from 10 years ago. Man, you had some big balls saying that kind of stuff, man. No one was talking like that. You were. And now look at the life that you've built. Look at the life that you've created. And not only that, look at the lives you've impacted, the lives you've changed, the impact that you've had. It's so special. It's so beautiful that remind yourself of like, it might seem a little bit crazy right now when you say certain things. There might not be a lot of evidence in your current circumstances, in your current reality from your past up until now that sort of indicates that you have the permission to speak like that. But you know what? The good news is none of that fucking matters. There are no rules around this stuff. We have freedom of speech. We have the freedom of will. We have the freedom of our imaginations to create and imagine a beautiful life that we get to work towards. And as long as we do our part and co-create with God and the universe, it's like the best partnership ever. It's already done and it's going to happen. And I'm cheering for you to have these memories, that you are sharing today on your social media, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, in your journal, on your phone, and your videos, on your phone, on your camera. I'm cheering for you so much that what you're sharing today, right now, becomes your version of what I have created in my life, speaking into existence, and then getting the memories 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, and you going, yeah, man, I remember when that was just a dream. I remember when I claimed it and owned it and spoke it into existence, and now I have it in my hand, right? One of my favorite quotes is, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And it's so true. So please take a moment to share this episode with people that you love, people in your business, people in your team. Post it on your social media. Tag us at The Diamond Life Mentor. Tag me at Balazs W Kardos. Send us a message on our social media, on our Instagram account. If you have some suggestions for topics that you want me to cover on future episodes or any guests you want me to interview, send them through. I'm always looking for ideas. I'm always looking for ways to add value into your life. And as you now know, we also have our mentorship that's available for those of you who are ready to take your business and your life to the next level. You want me to personally mentor you and coach you? Just click the link below. Go to thediamondlife.com/call. Book yourself in for a free personalized life and business optimization strategy session with my team. And if the timing is right and you're ready to take things to the next level, I look forward to welcoming you into my mentorship and helping you get the results that you deserve in your life and in your business. Until next time, my friends, see you in the next episode. Take care.